Welcome back, Naughty Knitters. If you're new, I'm Tanya, also known as A Naughty Knitter 2 on both Instagram and Ravelry. You have found episode 38 of the French Knot. This is my little corner of the internet where we love to talk about all the nitty, yarny, fibery topics. Today we're going to be talking about finished objects, whips, spins, acquisitions, and some future plans. If that sounds like just your cup of tea, grab a cup of coffee, grab your favorite knitting project, snuggle up with your fur friends, and let's dive in. All right, guys. So, little bit of unfinished business before we get started. The spring solstice cowl still going on, March 21st through June 20th. Post a picture on Discord. That's all you have to do. The link for my Discord channel is down in the description below. Do not miss out on this chance to win that $50 gift card from River Rat Yarns. River Rat Yarns, let's get into it. We're going to start with finished objects. Roll it. All right, guys, first finished object is the Stromboli by Caitlin Hunter. Oh my God, you guys, I finished it. I did it. So the Stromboli is part of her Knitily series that was inspired and named for places in Italy. And her dream is to one day, my dream too, is to one day visit all the places that she has in the series. Stromboli itself is an island near Sicily, and it's the home of an active volcano. How cool is that? Now this was made out of light fingering. She recommends using M-Yak, Koopa, Baby Yak, organic cotton. I'm using Yakety Yak by River Rat Yarns in the green Sour Apple Jolly Rancher colorway. Now, her Yakety Yak is a 70% superwash merino, 20% yak, 10% nylon. And guys, look at this. Look at the drape on this. It is just everything. This is kind of like my big behemoth whale of a project. I don't think I've done anything cooler. This was such a labor of love, I gotta tell you. So, I knitted on a US 3, and I knitted in the size 1. You cast on, I used a tubular cast on, and if you remember, it was 242 stitches that you had to cast on, and since I used a tubular cast on the third round, lost a stitch and had to start all over. I couldn't make it work. You're not going to ever have to hear that story again now, are you? But I'll never forget it. I will never forget 242 stitches of a tubular cast on, having to do it twice. Oh my God. Anyway, then you knit the 1x1 rib for about 1.5 inches, and then you start into the pattern repeats. Now she calls for, what was it, eight repeats, I think, and then you split for sleeves. And I did an extra 2, thank goodness, because it's just barely long enough. It's hitting me right about as high as I would want it with these relatively high-waisted jeans. I do have a long body, and so that's not all her fault, but I do have to pay attention when I'm doing bottom-up patterns to make sure I give myself enough length. And then in this part of the knit, I also knit an extra repeat, because I felt like, oh, this is still not going to be enough. And so I did 1 extra repeat, which was fine until we got to the sleeves. And then I realized, oh my gosh, that's not going to be enough. And so I cast on for the size 2 or picked up stitches and knit a sleeve in the size 2, which I'm very happy with. They turned out beautiful. And then finally at the end, you pick up stitches for the collar, cast off with an Italian bind off, and there you go, guys. Isn't she lovely? So originally this was supposed to be a sample knit for Stacy of River Rat Yarns. And I was finishing it up and she said, why don't you just keep it? And I'm feeling really guilty about that, but I'm going to wear it for the summer. And then I'm going to enter it in the fair. Another bingo card block checked off. And then I'm going to send it to her. I intend to keep my promise and keep my word. Stacy, this is coming back to you, but I am going to wear it a few times this summer first. Yeah, it was definitely a labor of love. I got to tell you, it was quite the endeavor. It actually wasn't bad. Like the lace part here, it wasn't bad at all. It was more just the anxiety of how long do I make it, right? What really was a pain in the butt was the sleeves. So there's this knot stitch on the sleeves where you have three stitches make up the knot stitch. And so you look at those three stitches, you take the third stitch, pull it over the first two, then you knit into the first one, yarn over, knit into the second one, and that's your no, I said knit stitch, I meant knot stitch. And so it was a real pain in the arse when the whole sleeve is just knot stitches. And so that did give me a run for my money. I was really sick of the knot stitch by the end. But the yarn and the finished product, I could not be happier. So again, that's the Stromboli by Caitlin Hunter. Next up, we have I'm going to pretend I'm holding him, the Comfort Core socks that I made for my son by Summer Lee. I'll pop up a picture here. So I knit the bob on a US 1 in the Farmer Daughter Fibers April 2026 colorway Morning Honey. And you may remember he is a Green Bay Packer fan. My whole family is Vikings fan except for him. And so we do give him a hard time about it, but he likes the Packers. And so I just thought this would be a lovely, lovely gift for him. And so it starts out with the 2x2 rib. You put in that band of color, the green. And now when you knit rib and you change color, if you don't want that little pearl bump to show, the way to do that is just to knit a single row of stockinette stitch. You'll never see it in the pattern, and it just gives a cleaner look. And so I did that. And then we did 2x2 rib all the way down the ankle. And then for the heel, I subbed out. She calls for a heel flap and gusset heel on this. I did the fish lip kiss heel, which is my preferred heel. And then when you get to the top of the sock, it's supposed to mimic an athletic sock. And so we have seed stitch on the top, then that Comfort Core band, and then seed stitch again to give it that nice grippy, squishy. They are amazing. I want a pair like this for myself because they just seem so cozy. He loves them. He absolutely loves them. So they were a surprise. So I didn't tell him and I didn't ask him his size. So I was guessing. I'm like, I think he's a 10.5. And so I measured for a 10.5 and it worked out perfectly. So that's them. That is the Comfort Core sock by Summer Lee. All right, we're going to talk about the creativity cowl for the last time, hopefully. I know you're getting sick of it, so I'm just going to briefly go through the three that you already know. So this was a 3-ply experiment that I did with my granddaughters as they were learning to spin, 3 of them. They each chose a fiber from Two Springs Fiber Arts in Falkland, and we had Purple Pop, which is a pinky purple blend. We had just Peachy, which is obviously the peach blend, and then the Joyful Greetings, which is the green and yellow blend. We applied those 3 together and got a beautiful colorway that they absolutely loved. And then we used that to make the Creativity Cowl by Tori U. Now the yarn came up about a DK worsted-ish. I found some DK that I had in stash. It didn't even have labels on it anymore. I'm not sure what it was, but it was beautiful and it looked good with the spun fiber. So I chose that. Now these are a bandana style cowl, and I did it in a youth size. And so we have the oldest granddaughter had hers in lavender, and then the middle, or the second one, she's one of the middle ones, has it in her indigo, that she loves indigo. And then the youngest, hers, I used from the leftovers of my Stitches sweater. It is the Ms. Babs in the Yowza base Sparkling Sand. Isn't that pretty? So those are all 3 done. And so I took them to North Dakota to show them and told them I have to show them one more time on the podcast, but you can try them on and you can pick out which one you think is yours. And what's funny is they all chose correctly. They all knew which one was which. Isn't that funny? So Mimi did a good job picking. Good picker, Mimi. Anyway, so those are the 3. Let's see. Maybe I can make this look a little neater. There we go. So those are the 3 different colorways. Isn't that fun? And isn't it funny how different each of these looks? It's the same spun yarn, but it's just different background. Isn't it funny how different it looks just with a little different background? I find that amazing. Yarn is amazing. All right, so now the 4th granddaughter learned to spin on a different yarn. She learned on Paulworth, colorway Unicorn from the All Pretty Things Fiber Studios. And so this is what we came up with. I'll show you this first. So this is that yarn spun up. It's very pretty. It's very her, very subtle. It has pinks and it has some little baby yellow and a little bit of blue, a little bit of lavender. It's very pretty. And I said, what color do you want to go with it? And she said, I want Vikings purple that's a little bit more pink. And I'm like, oh God. Okay, Vikings purple, a little more pink. So what I chose was, I have some Spin Cycle Metamorphic in the colorway Amaranth. And that's what I chose. I think that nails it. And look how pretty they look together. So I'm like, okay, that's what we're going with. And so I finished it, you guys. Where is it? Where is it? Ah, there it is. Isn't that so pretty, Riley? You did such a good job picking out yarn. So there it is. And so those are going to all go to the girls as fall arrives. I'm going to wait till a little closer to fall to give them to them. So now I have a decision to make because I wanted to make one out of the yarn. And I'll show you what I have left. So I have this much left out of the first spin and this much left out of the second spin. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but I want to make something out of those. So I'm going to have to figure it out. I'm not sure. I think it'd be really pretty to put these 2 together and do something. But I'm not sure I'm going to have enough. So I'm thinking maybe I do more of a round cowl. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. The other option would be to do a cowl, one of her creativity cowls, but just have more space between the, like every other one. See these ridges? There we go. See these ridges right here? Every other one, have it still be the main color would be another option. So I don't know. I'm just kind of trying to think it through. It's going to be a while. I'm a little burnt out on these cowls right now. 4 in a row is a lot, guys. 4 in a row is a lot. So we're going to take a little break from that and come back to it. But I am thinking about it. It's in the back of my head. I'm keeping the yarn front and center so I don't forget about it. So that was a creativity cowl by Tori U. So we are not done though. We got more. I don't know if you remember, but in my pattern roundup from April, I talked about a little gal in my knitting group, Isley. Hi, Isley. And I said she was 11, but she's actually 12. But even so, she designed a sock called the Flappy Flamingo sock. And I just couldn't get it out of my head. It was so darn cute. And so I'm like, okay, I got to knit it. And so even though it's not part of the Farmer Daughter Fiber Sock Squad, I got them done, you guys. Oh my God, look how cute. Look how cute that is. Isley, you're a genius. So these start out with the 2x2 rib. You do this little block of color work. And then I changed it a little bit and I did stripes. Because I wasn't sure. I was using the Lang Jawoll yarn in the colorway blue and then this neon pink. And they're smaller skeins. So I wasn't 100% sure I was going to have enough to do a completely blue sock. Or a completely pink sock for that matter. And so I'm like, well, why don't we just stripe them? I think that would be cute. And oh my God, aren't they adorable? Oh my God. The only thing I did different, she had a regular short row heel and I did my fish lip kiss heel. I just love that heel. It's just, you guys, it's like a $2 pattern. You need to try it. It's a fish lip kiss heel. I knit them up in a size 2. And I think she recommends needle size 2, but I went down to a size 1 on them because I know what I need to get gauge. And I did not go up a needle size for the color work. I just kept it really loose. And they fit fine. They fit fine. So what do you guys think? The Flappy Flamingos. Woo! And I gotta say, this is my first time using the Jawoll, the Lang Jawoll yarn. And it is, if you're doing colorwork socks, it is so good. It is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon, but it feels like a woolly wool. And so I just don't understand. It's kind of sticky. And so it's so good for colorwork. Look at that stitch definition on that colorwork. That's Lang Jawoll yarn. I hope that's showing up for you. Anyway, I absolutely love the yarn. I would use it again in a heartbeat. All right. Are you ready to get into some whips? The first whip we have, we're so close to done on this one, you guys. I probably could finish it today. I'm not sure I will, but I probably could. Is the FarmStand sock by Laura Menendez, also known as Mimosa Cafe Lenar on Instagram. So these are so cute, guys. So this, I'm knitting this up in a size 2. I am using a US 1 needle, and I'm using the Farmer Daughter Fibers May Sock Squad colorway New Leaf, and I believe it's their Bighorn sock base. And look at how, I don't know if that's showing up. So do you see those little vines? And then up here, there's going to be little embroidered flowers on these little baubles. We'll have little flowers embroidered. And then the cuff is a little picot border. How cute is that? And she has an anatomical toe. So this is the right foot. So the big toe goes here and the little toes go over here. Isn't that fun? It's not blocked, so it looks a little goofy. But it is going, oh, these are, I just love these socks so much. And so the second pair, like, let me show you the colorway. Before I show you the second sock, let me show you the New Leaf colorway. Isn't that pretty? I just thought it was perfect for this sock. And here's the second sock. I would be done probably, but you're not gonna believe what I did. So I'm knitting away. I finished the second heel, and I was probably, oh my gosh, probably up to about here on this sock. And I realized that I forgot to start the pattern in the back. So I had to rip back. Oh my God, I had to rip back so much. I was so sad. But I wanted them right, and so I ripped it back. And now I'm getting close to being done with the right foot. I'm hoping to be able to finish it today. It's Sunday today, and I'm gonna watch some, what are we watching? Rossetti and Isles. It's a detective show. Anyway, we're getting close to end of season 5, and so we'll be watching some of that today. But isn't that cute? So hopefully these are a finished object for you next time, because guess what? I am officially, if I finish this today, which is my goal, today's May 31st, the June Sock Squad is not here yet. I think it'll be here tomorrow. And so I will actually officially be caught up with Sock Squad. I know, and I've got 2 extra pairs done. So I will have 7 pairs of socks done already this year. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? I'm not a sock knitter, and here we are. So anyway, that is the FarmStand sock by Laura Menendez of Mimosa Cafe Lenar. And they'll be blocked next time, so they'll look a lot better too. Maybe I'll put them here. Let me put them on a sock blocker so you can see. We'll do a fake block here. Fake block. Okay. There we go. It looks a little funny because of the anatomical toe, but look how cute those are. Isn't that cute? Oh, they are going to be so adorable. So adorable. All right, next up. So, in the April pattern roundup, I talked about Andrea Mowry's flock vest that she released in honor of Flock Fiber Festival in August, which I fully intend on being. And is anybody else going to be there? If you're going to be there, let me know in the comments below. I would love for us to have a little meetup. But she is going to fly in to take a picture with those of us who have made the flock vest. I'm so excited. So I had to do it. And so I contacted Paradise Fibers. I contacted the owner, Sarah, asked her if she was going to have any kits, and she said, oh my God, we need kits. I said, yes, you need kits. And so she came up with some kits from Blue Sky Fibers, Woolstock, Worsted, and you get to choose the colors. So I'll put the link in the description below. You just go to that link and you pick out your colors, and you can have, she has so many colors available, you guys. So what I chose was the Golden Meadow for a contrast color, along with Spring Ice. So those are my contrast colors. And then my main color is Loon Lake. What do you think of that? I know, isn't that fun? Okay, so, and then I started. And I'm knitting it up in a size 3, which corresponds to 37-inch circumference finished. It has a 1 to 3 inches of intended positive ease, so perfect. And here we go. I am done with the body, and we are working on the ribbing already. This is such a fast knit, you guys. So with this one, you start, let me think now. You start with the back, and you do the shaping on the back, and knit down to the armholes, and then all the way down to the end of the armholes, and then you do the front, then you cast on, pick up stitches, cast on for the front right, the front left, knit those down to the armholes, connect in the round, and then continue on. And then right now, like I said, we're in the ribbing, and then all I have to do is put on the arm bands and the band, the button band. And I believe it's just a ribbing for the button band. I ordered some chartreuse colored buttons for it. It's going to be so cute. So I am so excited for this flock vest. I don't really have a nice little summer vest. And let me see if I can try it on for you. Oh, I don't have any try it on tubing, do I? Oh, darn it. You're just going to have to wait till next time. I'll have it done. I'll have it done. I'm sure I'll have it done. So that's where that is. Isn't that fun? So if you want your own flock vest, check out Paradise Fibers. Link in the description below. And that's by Andrea Mowry. How cute is that? Yeah, I really love that one. All right. Let's talk just a minute about my spinning. So I've been spinning a lot, but it doesn't feel very productive. This is the hardest spin I have ever in my short spinning career done. But I decided to take on cashmere. So I ordered 4 ounces of cashmere from Farmer Daughter Fibers. And guys, cashmere is a whole different beast for spinning. So usually the fiber, the staple length is, you know, yay long. And so you can kind of draft out to get, and it's not that cumbersome. But with this cashmere, it had short little staple lengths. So I'm just like barely able to move and having to let it spin tight. And I thought, oh, I'm making a mess out of this. But I went ahead and kept going. I plied it up and washed it, and I got the most beautiful, look how drapey that is. It is the most luxurious fiber I've ever spun. And the color is just, it's very neutral. It's nothing special, but the yarn, oh my God, the fiber, it is the softest thing for sure that I've ever cut. Look, that is so drapey. I don't know what to make of this. I need to make something extremely special. And don't tell me the soapy scarf. I don't want to make the soapy scarf. I'm thinking, I just don't know. I want something. I was thinking of the ISO by Nora Knits, aka Nora Knits. I did the test knit for her. For that scarf, this would be a good one for that, because you just weigh out your yarn, and then when you're halfway done, you start decreasing. So that would be an option. But if you have a really good, like, something that you think I should make with this, let me know. It's about 300 yards. So it's not a big amount, but it is so lovely. Oh my God, it's so lovely. Okay, so that's all I have for spinning for you for today. I'm going to have more for you next time. I took a spinning class this weekend and we had some homework. And so I'll have a lot to show you next time, for sure. All right, so let's talk a little bit about plans and acquisitions. So again, one of my pattern roundups got me again. I think this one was from March. It was the Andrea Mowry's honey petal cardigan that she did in the Wandering Flock cotton lino. And I watch her on YouTube and she keeps talking about this beautiful cotton, silk, linen flax, alpaca blend that is also known as cotton lino, and how lovely it is. And that cardigan that she has, it's just everything. The colors are so me. It's just not even funny. And so I'm like, okay, Andrea, I just have to copy you. And so I am completely copying her. We have, for the main color, we have the pyrite, which is again my chartreuse, right? And then we have poppy. Oh, look at that. Look how fun that is. And then the other contrast color is petal. Isn't that gorgeous? So I'm just using the exact colors that she did. I'm copying her 100%. And we're making the honey petal cardigan. Now, I know you just watched my hibernation video of my hibernated whips. And I know that you know I can't cast this on until I get something off the needles. And so this is going to be, it's going to have to sit for a hot second. I'm not even going to wind it up yet because I'm so tempted. But I do want this one for summer because it is a summery blend. And so I guess fall would be good too. But this is going on the needles. All right. Going on the needles. All right. And then finally, last but not least, you guys, you have inspired me. I have been so inspired by all the me-made posts on Instagram. And it brought me back to my childhood when I used to sew with my grandma. I haven't sewed for years, but I actually used to be relatively good at it. I kind of forgot everything I knew, I think. But you've inspired me to invest in a sewing machine. So here is my brand new baby Barina that I got at the Quilting Bee in Spokane this weekend, and I am so excited. I also downloaded my first pattern and bought my first fiber, and you're not going to be surprised. Now, this is washed, but it's not ironed yet, so excuse the wrinkles. But it's all 100% cotton, and look at that. How cute is that going to be? And how cute is, hang on. Sorry, I should have been more prepared. How cute is that going to be? So with this, I'm going to make the all-day cotton or all-day culottes. It's a beginner-friendly pattern by Matchy, and I'm going to make these for flock. I am so excited. I think I can do it. So I hope you don't mind, but you're probably going to see a little bit of sewing on this podcast as well now, because I think I might have got the sewing bug. We'll see how it goes. I don't know how many more hobbies can I add. We have knitting, we have spinning, and now we have sewing. I don't know. But it's all fun, right? And it's all fiber, and I'm here for it. All right, guys. Don't forget about the Spring Solstice Cal 2026. Get your entries in. The last day to enter is June 20th. The link for the Discord group is down below. Post a picture in the finished objects, and that's it. That is it. That's all you got to do, and you'll be entered to win a $50 gift card from River Rat Yarn, where Stacy will help you pick out some beautiful yarn for your next project, and you will be amazed and delighted. I think that's all I have for you today, guys. It's been so much fun hanging out with you, and I cannot wait to see you next time, and can't wait to see the rest of your finished objects. Get those in the Discord group so that I can check them out, and you can be entered to win. But until next time, happy knitting!